I think this is the first video I'm not wearing a hat, actually. I just showered, and so I got makeup under here, and I look kind of scary. You look like freaking hot. Look at you. You look good. Anyways, we're swinging on our porch in South Carolina. It's so wonderful. It's so pretty. We're pretending like we live here. I'm pretending like I live here for 2 days, 3 days. What do you think about South Carolina so far? Upstate, because I heard it's very different than
It's
the low
south,
country.
and it's a Carolina.
Okay, never mind. We don't care what he thinks. He's such a brat.
It's okay. There's parts where it's really pretty and it seems amazing, and then there's parts where it's like, it's sketchy.
Yeah, definitely. But that's my favorite part. Like right now, even it's like everything is so vibrant, it's so pretty, it's so green, and then yeah, when you drive through the town, I'm like, like there's parts that are really nice, but it's such a dramatic change from like
We're in Greenville.
business.
That needs to be said too.
Yeah, we're in Greenville.
We're talking about specifically Greenville, not just upstate, because
right.
Travelers Rest was really pretty.
Yeah,
Seemed
that
like a
was.
retirement area because it was
I
just
don't
really quaint.
I think there was a single like bad spot in Travelers Rest either,
We didn't
that
go
we
through the
drove
town.
through. We went to a Goodwill, and that was still like super clean
Yeah.
and really cheap. Like $1, $2 things. I'm like, oh my gosh, our Goodwill it's like $15 for something used. Their Goodwill was like the most expensive thing was $3.75 was full price. We should go back there.
Clothes.
We should go back there and go shopping actually. But yeah, it's in Greenville. There it goes from like business, professional, like really nice areas to like outside the city. You could be in like really ghetto. So that's interesting. We're not used to that, but it is very beautiful here. I'm obsessed with like their wildflowers everywhere are like cool and beautiful, and they're everywhere, which we're experiencing the pollen. I feel like you're like making yourself look like a model, and I look like frumpy. This is my most frumpiest look on here, but this is real. I mean, I'm
There. Jack up my hair. There we go.
no, you still. I didn't do my eyebrows, and I got makeup.
There we go. Does that make you feel better?
No, you still look freaking hot, and I look not, but that's okay. I showered, which I feel great, but I'm like ready for bed, you know? You're such a brat. Stop it. Okay, so anyways, we just wanted to give an update. How's it been traveling with kids?
It's highly unrecommended.
I wonder if this makes anyone sick to watch it. Do you think it makes people sick, us rocking?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll find
Put it in
out.
the comments.
We'll find out when we watch it.
Oh man.
So I know he's saying that because there's been parts that have been really hard about traveling with kids, but I'm still very glad that we're doing it with them. And I feel like when we get home
We'll appreciate
and
it.
over the years, yeah, when we look back, we're going to be like,
Right now we're doing all the work, and it's like hell on earth and then heaven on earth. And
there
it
are
flip-flops.
moments that, yes, there are moments that we're like, this is so amazing and I'm so glad we're doing this together and now. And then there's times that it's so hard, or like we want to keep looking and like seeing things, and our kids are tired, and so they're like crying and grumpy, and they can't go more because they're 4 and 6 years old and 8 years old, and we know we have to be good parents and take them home to rest, or take them.
You
I say home.
experience an area completely different.
Different
than you
with
would-
kids, yeah.
Yeah.
But for us, and because we homeschool and because this is our life, it really matters. So when our kids are grown and gone, we could want to be somewhere else and it would be different. So like Travelers Rest, I feel like I'm gonna keep my eye on it. Travelers Rest, South Carolina. If you're looking for like perfection and like it's a small town, oh, it was perfect. It was so perfect. I loved it. But
She's the idealist.
I'm
the realist.
Okay, and another thing about that, I'm really learning. It's very disappointing actually that I am really an idealist.
Mm-hmm.
I build things up in my head so much, and then when the reality hits, it is such a sad thing. It just breaks my heart because in my head, it's so much better than the reality. But anyway, the trip's been fun. It's been good.
We're probably
I
getting
can't believe we're
close
doing
to
it.
the-
Like we're in South Carolina right now. Like we're across the entire United States.
Yeah, we're probably close to the halfway point at this.
And this is our first month. We started April 1st.
Well,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy.
But we'll be in Charleston tomorrow.
Which I'm really excited about
be there
that.
for 2 days.
We're going to eat like Southern
Shrimp
food.
and grits.
Shrimp and
I don't
grits is
eat
what I'm
seafood,
obsessed with.
So she'll have her seafood.
Yeah, my shrimp
I'll
and
eat
grits.
land animals like a regular human being.
Barbecue. Grits. I love grits. I'm gonna learn to make grits because that's something I really like. I found out at breakfast you can eat them actually any meal. But
Waffle House had them, so we got them. It's pretty good.
they were really good. Yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna do Fort Sumner. Hopefully, I'm hoping the kids will be okay with that. But
yeah, it's interesting to watch them because man, like when we're out, they have like a battery and it dies, and all of a sudden you're dragging them or carrying them, and you're like, what the heck happened? And then you take them in the house,
and all of a sudden
they're bouncing off the walls,
energy
and it's
like
just like,
crazy.
oh, that's right, they didn't want to do what we wanted to do.
And
they want to do what they want to do, and so when we come to an area where they can do that, they're like, oh yeah, I'm so excited, tons of energy, and you're like, you little rat.
And what's really funny is like their favorite things I feel like have been bubbles. Okay,
Yeah.
the bubbles are a hit. Bubbles, playgrounds, which is fun. That's been fun finding
I've
new
seen different
playgrounds
ones.
and stuff. And okay, you guys, this is another weird thing. I think every playground. Have we went to a single playground anywhere else that had homeless people hanging out there? A playground. I don't think. So we're.
Yeah, there's been some. We had
There
that
has?
little children's like park area
No,
here.
that wasn't a playground.
Yeah,
That wasn't a
it's
playground, though.
children. It even says it as you walk in, children's park, and it's like got like all these little kids storybook things, and all of a sudden you see these hobos laying on a table or laying on the side, and you're like, oh.
There were two. Okay, but playgrounds. Has there
It
been
wasn't
playgrounds?
a big area. You're acting like it was a large area.
So I'm
It's a
saying
small
playgrounds.
area.
There has not been anyone like living on the playgrounds, and that is different. That's different than what we're used to. So that's been really nice. It's been very enjoyable. It's kind of made me more angry about what's going on where we're from, though, because like it's a kid's place. So, anyways, that's a side note. But that's been cool. But also, it's shown me. We thought it was really bad where we're from, but like every area has their things, and they're, you know, nowhere's perfect. So people are like, oh, I'm moving and it's gonna be perfection and whatever. I have high standards apparently with my idealism, so I'm like, okay, if it's perfect, it's like perfect, or if it's better, it's gonna be like better all around. But there's pros and cons to everything, and you're sacrificing something. So at this point, I don't know, I had said before we're traveling, but we're also this is gonna be its own video, by the way, because it is long. But we're traveling, but we're also and for fun. But we've been looking like, is there a place to call home? And I don't know that we're getting the feel like we thought we would get. We really like places and want to visit in the future.
We could get home and feel like someplace was better, or, you know, the thing is we have information that can lead us to a future possibility, but, you know, we're gaining that knowledge now, and we're figuring out, like, you know, is this something for later, or is this something even like later as past kids, or later as in a year or two, or, you know, and it really depends on economic things and markets and
the market. It's crazy over here. It's crazy everywhere.
it's
When I
less
started
than
looking,
where we're at, but it's
a little
gotten
less.
a lot more.
But when we started looking a year ago, like East Tennessee and then upstate South Carolina, it was like way less, and it's getting close to our market. Like we did find some things right under 300 grand, but you know, who knows what kind of area it was in, and maybe a small little chunk of land. Oh, there's a local. What? Anyway, I don't know. He had music going.
With music, that's bad news for Brittany, I guess.
Oh, okay. So anyways, it is so pretty right now. I'm going to show you guys. I don't know if you can hear the birds.
Yeah, the red cardinals are really cool. I remember research from when I was like in elementary school, looking into Kentucky and stuff like that. It was like my state research project, and they're beautiful birds. It's really cool to see them. It's like these bright red little birds. It's cool. Oh, and there's
I'm just gonna say, let me, I'm gonna get up for just a second. You can hear the birds. Like, it's so pretty. And it's like, what time is it? 8, 7? I'm trying to.
Oh, there it is. See it? Down on the ground. Oh, no, they're over there.
What is it? It's just really pretty though. Like, isn't this beautiful?
I mean, it's subtropical.
Oh, this is our, we're in an Airbnb.
Yeah.
I can show you guys. We're in an Airbnb tonight. It's the first Airbnb we've done this whole time. We got chillin' coming out. First time doing Airbnb. We've been doing hotels, which has been really exhausting, by the way. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So we're doing it. But it has been nice doing Airbnb because you got like, you know, you can cook and you just have your own little space and stuff. So it's been really nice, and you get to experience a little part of where you're at. I guess, a little more personally than just if you're, you know, hotels are usually like by freeways or whatever. So anyways, it's been really nice. The trees here are really pretty. Yeah, I'm just obsessed with the beauty. Anyway, I guess that's all I have to say right now. An update. I feel like my head is...
It's large, babe. Further, you actually, your arm is so long. So
Here, why don't you do it? You hold it.
I don't like do. Okay. Here's us in South Carolina with the porch swing thingy right there. It's there. Yeah.
Okay, do you have any more updates?
We have no idea what we're doing. We're just enjoying a trip. So we'll see what happens when we're all done and things have been figured out. Till next time.
Okay, we gotta add a little disclaimer about the weather.
The weather here is interesting. It could get, the humidity's real. I mean,
I love it.
She loves it. She keeps telling me.
So far, summer I might not like, but right now in spring, it's like a warm blanket, just holding you tightly.
Like blanket is sweat. That's what we're talking about. She likes to sweat a little bit. But you could literally, I mean, we were at the zoo today, and I'm gonna itch mine too, just so that it's normal. And all of a sudden, and you'll see it on the video, it just starts to, like, you look up in the skies and it's dark clouds. You're like, what the heck just happened? And the next thing you know, it's pelting rain at you, and it was like
it was like
30
pouring
minutes.
rain.
It wasn't even that long of a rain, and then it just disappeared. And then it like seemed like it might come back, but before that, I mean, it probably turned in 15 minutes, and it went from blue skies to all of a sudden dark clouds and a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning, and then boom, rain, and then 30 minutes later, clouds,
Beautiful
cleared up,
sunshine, blue skies. It was really weird because, yeah, we were at the zoo, but what's funny is it started to like thin out, like there wasn't as many people there, and all of a sudden Charles was like, look up, do you see the clouds? And it was gray. I was like, that's weird. And all of a sudden we hear like thunder. That was supposed to be thunder, but I know
like
it didn't.
Phone vibrator.
I know. I realized as it
Mad
came
kitten.
out. Yeah, it didn't. It wasn't
Angry
sounding.
kitten Brittany.
Anyway, it wasn't sounding like thunder. Oh, hold on, my phone's slipping. Okay.
That was
got to see your,
close up.
got to see your boogers. You don't got any. You're good. But and then all of a sudden, so it starts to kind of dribble, and boom! I mean, it was really close. Like it just started pouring.
We were in the alligator section. They're like, we need to run.
It was really fun though. I loved it. I love storms, but where we're from in Southern Oregon, storms like don't. I mean,
They're
could.
not temporary. They're a little bit longer.
Well, they could get like a power line or start a fire or whatever, but they don't mean like hurricane or volcano.
We live in Hawaii, a real tropical area.
They don't mean volcanoes. No, they don't mean that. But they don't mean tornadoes. Volcano.
We're just gonna let Brittany go on here. Let her work it out.
I need to edit this out. Anyways,
no
they don't
editing.
mean
We don't edit.
tornadoes. Not
gonna
that
let
that
you
meant a
finish.
tornado, but the point is storms are like not, it's like a fun thing where we're from. And I love them being fun. I don't like them being like, oh, you might need to worry about it. You know, so
You may
that's
need to go
another thing.
downstairs if there's a tornado.
Yeah, and they get like tornado warnings or whatever.
Hurricanes, they can be, you know.
I
So
wonder
that's the
I don't
hard
think
thing
it's
is if you build
tornadoes
something
here.
here, it could, you know, potentially get wrecked. So that is also something that we think about. So
All
there's
the
lots of
things. There's
pieces.
so
There's
many
pieces.
so many more pieces than I think we thought
Yeah,
originally.
just moving.
It's not just like, oh, you know, we like this place or whatever. And honestly, too, like, you can visit the places you enjoy. And
I think-
that's something we want to do more of, is traveling.
I think our biggest surprise on this whole trip was an area that we thought would be cool, but we didn't think it'd be as nice as it was St. George, Utah. But man, it's expensive there. I mean, I couldn't even imagine buying something
Super
there.
expensive. And
It
Franklin,
was beautiful.
or Spring Hill,
it
Tennessee.
was hot, but it was beautiful.
We also like Spring Hill and Franklin, Tennessee, but
Yeah.
also expensive.
And I mean,
No, you don't need to add that.
people were rich and snobby.
Charles is like anywhere where it's
don't
like,
like
if people
snobby
have like a
people.
ton of money and they're not very friendly, like,
You could be kind
don't
and have
like-
money. You don't have to be rich and kind of like, oh, I'm proper. It's like,
I'm
what's the point of
proper.
that? What's the point of
We're
that?
from Grants Pass. Like, we ain't
Maybe
proper.
maybe it's because they don't have kids, or if they have kids, they have maids for those kids, or I don't know.
Nannies or whatever.
When you bring kids in places and they give you the scowl, like, what are you doing here? You wicked boy.
Oh man, yeah. We really did like, there's this lady though at a restaurant that was like the hostess, and she was so, I mean, she definitely, I'm sure is from there. She had a thick accent and she was super friendly and like so nice to the kids, and I feel like that was a piece of Southern charm we got that was really nice. But
Fort Worth, Texas, when we went to the museum, there was this older lady that was really nice to
yeah,
us.
she was
too.
really nice too. The
She was
older,
really nice.
the older people, the older
And you're talking
generation.
about the
is
barista
nice.
at the coffee place in Arkansas.
No, but I liked her too. She was young, and I really liked her. I love Arkansas. I
It
want to
feels
go.
like some of that Southern charm.
Arkansas. We didn't
Isn't-
mention Arkansas.
I mean, maybe because we're not going to specific places, but the Southern charm's a little different nowadays. It seems like the older people that it was kind of ingrained in them to have that, it's there.
Yeah.
Some of the younger people that have kind of that deep background as well might have it, but I mean, it feels like it's more diverse than maybe it was 4 or 5 years ago, maybe, but like, it's just different. It's
Maybe
not-
because there's so many transplants, especially after COVID. We're not getting what we thought, what we pictured it being.
I figured sweet
but-
tea on the porch with nobody on the porch.
Yeah, he was
Nobody's drinking
expecting.
sweet tea.
He
you
was.
know?
That's actually a good point. Oops. He was expecting, like, seriously, people to be like out on their porches having tea or whatever, and like we're the only ones on the porch. Like, where is everybody? They don't realize the party's out here, but they ain't out here, you know. But
It's not like,
oops,
you know, and I think you get that when you're in places where
we have a smaller
people
town.
talk about it, and people might do it here, maybe not as frequent as like, oh, it's like a, you know, like how you have those ideas from movies or something like that. Everybody's out drinking sweet tea on the porch. It's all good out here in South Carolina, and you know what? It's not like that. It's like
No.
in Grants Pass. It's like,
Not where we are. But
just
and that's
different.
another good point too, is even community, like, and I have a friend who was telling me before we left that like the place that you live is like what you make of it, and like even having community and all that, like you have to put in what you want out, and I think that's super true. And I think that's another thing where, like, where we're from, there's so much going on, and if you like there was this guy in Tennessee that I told him we were from Oregon, and he was like, oh, the liberal Oregon, and you know all the crazy stuff's happening. I'm like, yeah, that's where we're from. It's like not proud to tell people. Uh-oh, let me go check real quick. Don't feel super proud to tell people we're from Oregon, but that's not our case. Like, where we're from and our community, we have incredible friendships and a really amazing community, and a lot of like-minded people too that are not like on the whole crazy bandwagons. I gotta go because Berkeley's crying, but anyways, just saying that I really do think that like a place is what you make it, and what you put in you get out, and there's good people everywhere. So if you are debating on like moving or thinking someplace is better than where you're from, I just suggest that you really, you know, just pour in to wherever you are, unless it really is like unsafe and dangerous for you to be there. But even where we're from, like we've been talking, you know, there are certain areas that are unsafe, and things like the parks we can't go to or whatever. But if you're with a group of people, then you can. But even that, like, find a group of friends and find people. We're good? Is she okay? Is this gonna break? Ooh, look at that. It does look like it's peeling the ceiling a little bit.
Okay, so real quick,
Wait, let me finish I was telling him something really quick. This is gonna be like a 20-minute video. Just let me finish. So the point being, like, find a group of people, get together with them, pour into them, you know, go to each other's houses, let the kids play outside, and create that community, because I don't really think it matters about where you are. And I thought it did. I was convinced of that for some reason for a period of time, but I'm not thinking that anymore. Okay, what were we gonna say? Is Berkeley okay?
she's fine.
She's good, okay.
So this is just a midway thing. We'll have a whole probably final video that says, hey,
Maybe we'll change our mind.
yeah, we don't know yet. So this is just like a midway recap. You know, for people that are watching that kind of are curious to, you know, this is a process in even the thinking about stuff and going through places like this, and you process it. So we're just in the middle of all that. So
It'll probably be a while after we get home and settle,
till
I
we
think, to really process.
put all
but
the pieces together. But at this point, who knows? But we'll see.
I love Southern Oregon more than I did before.
She does.
It's true. Anyways, okay. Peace out from South Carolina. It's like so cool to say that. I love it. I'm gonna miss this. I'm in South Carolina.